Welcome back to another edition of Topic Tuesday. I'm your host, Kristen Raposa with Excavate Realty here in Arnold, Missouri, and today I have with me
Corey White with USA Mortgage.
If you'd like to see any of my past episodes, they are available on my Instagram TV feed as well as my Facebook posts, and I'm now on YouTube. Today we'd like to review the large down payment myth. Most people are familiar with the top three most common loans, which would be the VA loan, the FHA loan, and conventional loan. So I brought with me a lender.
That's me.
To review why the large down payment is a myth.
Excellent. Thank you, Kirsten. Appreciate it. I love this topic, and it's also a very timely topic for a couple of reasons. Again, so many people think and hear that 20% down is the way to go, and it kind of detours some people from buying a home. So the timeliness of the topic is, this being tax season, a lot of people actually use their tax refund, and it can get them into a home. There's conventional loans that require as little as 3% down. FHA that Kirsten had alluded to is 3.5% down. And then there are several down payment assistance programs, all the way from MHDC to Chenoa to Beyond Housing. And then again, VA, if you're a veteran, 100%, no down payment. And USDA, which is my favorite of all, but it's got some geographic restrictions. It's geared more for
agriculture.
There you go. Well, rural buyers.
Well, yeah.
And to me, Barnhart to me is not rural. It's 10 minutes down the road, if that, but a lot of Barnhart does qualify.
Really? Mm-hmm. I did not know that. So why is it a myth?
Well, I think because years ago, 20% down was the only way to get a home. And grandma passed that on to mom and dad passed that on to child, and then children, and it's just like anything else. What mom and dad or grandma and grandpa taught you, that's kind of what sticks in your head. And that's, again, it's not at all the case. I think that's why it's a myth. But I talk to people daily that get into a home with little to no down payment, and more importantly, the closing costs and prepaids even can be structured into the loan to have the seller pay them. That's actually quite common. So,
well, part of the obviously closing costs are not really part of the down payment per se. The down payment is for the lender so that they're not at such a high risk of giving out the loan. So are there other loans that don't require such a large down payment besides if you don't qualify for the FHA?
Yeah, absolutely. VA if you're a veteran, USDA if you're more rural, but again, it's not completely rural. MHDC is Missouri Housing Development Commission. That is, the state of Missouri will provide a grant that will cover your down payment and allow you to get into the home without having that down payment. Beyond Housing is another local institution that will allow you that will help you with the down payment, so you don't have to come to the table with that down payment. And then again, Chenoa, which is very similar to MHDC. I could talk about all the details for some time, but what's important is you can get into the home without having a down payment, and there's a ton of options available.
Right, and then that's kind of why we're here, is that there are other options available. And I learned in my class that I was taking to get my license that there are so many different types of loans, and I don't know the particular details of all of them, which is why I have you here with me today to discuss that. Are there down payments with those other loans? They're just not 20%?
That's correct. There's down payments with those other loans, sure, but they're through MHDC, Beyond Housing, Chenoa. A grant's provided to cover that down payment, so the buyer's not responsible.
So it is still 20%, it's just not coming out of their pocket.
It is not 20%.
Oh, it's not?
That's correct. It's 3.5%, 3 to 3.5%.
So it would follow the particulars of the FHA loan. It just isn't the FHA loan. Is it a conventional loan?
It's technically an FHA loan, but the down payment is coming from the government institution that's providing the grant. So follows FHA guidelines, follows FHA underwriting, just that buyer's not coming to the table with the down payment.
So what are the qualifiers for an FHA loan?
We're getting them approved with as low as a 560 credit score. Obviously there's
moving factors.
Further research to do.
Sure.
So why is the score 560? 580 is kind of the threshold, but 600 and up, those are even easier to get approved. But yeah, as low as a 580, as low as a 560 technically has been
credit scores.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Thank you for clarifying that.
Just asking. So is it just solely based on your credit score? What else are qualifiers?
There's variables as far as, why is the score what it is, whether it's high or low. So,
not just income to debt ratio.
You got it. Debt to income ratio is a big part of
Sure.
it. What you earn versus what your outgoing debts are. And then just underwriting criteria as far as how long have you been at your job, have there been bankruptcies or foreclosures. All of those things factor in, but bankruptcies and foreclosures, that does not necessarily hinder someone from getting a loan as well. I mean, you can be 2 years removed from a Chapter 7 bankruptcy and still get
qualify for a loan.
Yep.
That's good to know too. I don't think I have any more questions. I thank you for your time. I really appreciate your information and knowledge on this topic.
Sure.
And if anyone else has any questions or concerns or wants any information from either Corey or I, please leave them in the comments below.
Okay. And I will have my contact information there as well because there's a lot to cover, but a quick conversation can alleviate so much confusion and answer a lot of questions. And again, this time of year being tax season, people are buying homes.
Don't you have an app?
I sure do. And I could put a link to that app as well in the comments. That way you can access the app. It's a free upload. That's a great tool, whether you're buying now or looking to buy in the future. So I'll connect that app as well.
All right. Well, everyone, have a great day.
All right.